Team Optic narrowly beat the European Redcoats in a 3-2 victory. This time, though, this is Blood League. Now they have Clan Tech to contend with. So let's see what the difference of Clan Tech added will make in their strategies and their mech choices, and how that affects the outcome. Okay, now let's see if I can get the maps right. That would probably start things off properly. Probably help if I had the maps and all that stuff for correctly. Yep, working on the maps. So we need Conquest. We need, I think it's HPG, right? View mode, first person only. Always technical difficulties. Going in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so hopefully now I can keep track of the score and get everything proper. Closing tabs so that way I can be better focused on what matters, and I'm hoping that I get this one right today, guys. Thank you for joining us for Team Optic versus European Redcoats. This is round 1. Now, mind you, these teams, again, they've played each other before in the ISC, and Team Optic took a narrow win there. They took a 3-2 victory during the Intersphere Coalition tournament. However, we are now in the Blood League tournament. The same two teams are fighting each other yet again, but now there's the advantages of Clan Tech. Clan Tech is a huge game changer when it comes to comp. So let's see what they bring. Hopefully I get all the lovely doodads showing properly. And I'm eager to see what these teams bring. Their pings are looking good. And of course, accidentally typing somehow enables my night vision. And apparently I can't type in game, so we're just going to pretend that doesn't exist. Okay, well at least that's working properly now.
Override engaged.
Okay, we have a Marauder 5M with small lasers and LB10s, piloted by Epic Ace. We have Admiral in 9M, small lasers and MRMs. It seems to be a trend here. Atlas, that's a big boy for HPG, but is not a boar's head sniper. This is a Brawl Atlas. SRM6s, LB20s, and small lasers. The Rangers look like they're doing a bit of range here. Ranged Rangers, who would have thought? 4 ER large lasers on a Warhammer, Tone Loke on a Javelin, he's going to be contesting points. Fast Boy Phoenix Hawk is already in Charlie 5, they are moving. They are booking and cooking, piloted by Cypher. Interesting positioning here, however, they still are using the lights for the caps. Papa Spud is in a Phoenix Hawk as well, but he's taken the ranged approach with the 7 ER means. Grasshopper, 6 ER large. That's an Optic Seagull special right there. That's a very familiar mech. And Savronis rounding things out in the Executioner with large pulses and small pulse micro Velar. The long range trade has begun, so we are going to now zoom out. If I remember what button locks the camera, that would probably be good. They are pushing. The Rangers are now pushing. Nope, they've delayed the push. They are letting the European Redcoats take the basement. The rest of the European Redcoats are not yet with them, though. They're still rotating out of the gate. They're playing catch-up. The Atlas and Marauder really slow. But the Rangers seem okay with this. They are just circling around the walls. They're getting angles. They are content so far to just let them have Theta. They are going to go for the back cap, though. If they get this back cap here, that will give them the 3-2 advantage. Currently, European Redcoats are enjoying that 3-2 cap advantage, but with Cyborg now capping Kappa, that will switch. And the European Redcoats know it. They're pushing out with the Viper leading. Grendel is pushing out with Carlith right behind him. They are coming up the ramp. This is the focus fire moment. Phoenix Hawks and Javelins, they need to prevent this Viper from getting in on Optic. Optic is 6 CR large lasers. He is not meant to brawl, but they are right on top of him. The rest of the Redcoats are pouring up the ramp. Don't fall. Careful, Viper. Do not fall off that wall. Oh, he is legged. He is being punished. A focus fire is coming in. The rest of the Rangers are coming into the fight. They are getting firing angles. It looks like they're hugging a bit too much, though, to get a free angles. Tone Loke has dropped. Misslings chasing, but the rest of the Rangers are putting down the punishment onto the Viper. He has to bail, but Tone Loke is on his own now, and the European Redcoats are focusing him. He has lost a leg, and he is down. Cypher's left alone. He needs to make a rotation here, as he's the next called target. They are focusing on that Phoenix Hawk. The Rangers do have a high ground advantage here. They can pour the punishment down on top of them. It seems to be a little scattered. The Redcoats seem to be focused on the Javelin and the Warhammer. They are ignoring the mechs up top. Savronis needs to get this Executioner's small pulses online. That'll be a big deal in this kind of fight. As the European Redcoats have now cornered Cyborg against the wall, they are punishing him. He is locked by himself and downed. Zalri is rotating into the basement, possibly going for a Theta cap. Savronis is poking a bit from the high ground with his Executioner. Papa Spud's taking pop shots. They have set the Viper up. Viper's gone for the flank, but can he fight two mechs by himself there? I don't think so. They are going to push him off. That's a great shot. He might be legged after that Alpha. It looks like he's still moving fine, though. Oh, no, Savronis, do not fall. Oh, no, Savronis is falling off the wall. Can an Executioner have the jump jets to get out of there? I do not think so. He's got a jump jet up this corner. That corner has the high... Oh, and it's too late. And now Papa Spud's going to jump out of bounds as well. He does have the speed in a Phoenix Hawk to get out. Who put oil down on the top? Indeed. As two mechs die out of bounds. Oh my lord. Two mechs dead out of bounds. Zauri, last man standing. What is he gonna do? They do have the cap advantage. What I really find strange is he went to the basement, but he never took Theta. He could have had Theta this entire time while they were dealing with mechs falling off the wall, question mark. He could have had he is ignoring the Theta cap. Are they trying to bait it? Zauri's going out the opposite end of the basement. The Redcoats don't really have a rotation to cover that angle. They probably have no idea where he is here. And the Rangers still have the point advantage, although the Redcoats are getting Kappa now, and the 3-2 is going to go back into their favor. But Zauri is position unknown. The Redcoats are circling out at the basement. They have to hunt him down. Because if he gets another back cap, I mean, there's a hope. It's a very vain hope. It is a very unlikely hope. But when you still got one mech standing and the point lead is still yours, it's 435 to 375, they do still have the lead, and he is going for the back cap. The back cap does give advantages to his mech. He does have the range. This mech was originally intended to be a range trader up on the walls, so it does have that advantage. This would be better terrain for him to fight in. I don't know how you're going to fight off a 4 versus 1, but if you're going to give it a go, use the terrain to your advantage. They are still maintaining the point lead. And with this Epsilon, even though it's now 3 to 1, they are still in the point lead. It is a vain struggle, but he's going to take it. Epsilon is just sliver capped. I thought they would full cap to not risk it, but now he has Sigma. He has Sigma. They need to take Gamma, because you want to stop his clock, although they are catching up fast. I mean, there's really no feasible way where Team Optic wins this round. This one is done and dusted. But I would like to see things confirmed. He should be spotted here. Admiral should notice his positioning here. Yep, there comes the pain train. Now Zari should be slightly faster, I think, given the builds. Oh no. He's being cornered. The Atlas is coming. The other Marauder's coming. He cannot duck into the basement. If he ducks into the basement, he's going to be walking into Lord Arbiter's hands. And the Atlas is going to poke and rail him from behind. And there it is. The Alpha Strike digging into Zari's back and finishing him. Well, GG, guys. Great first round. Very interesting strategy by utilizing the oil slicks. I did not expect the European Redcoats to bring buckets of oil into the match. It is quite an unusual strategy to come into the match ahead of time and put oil down on the top of the HPG walls. That is quite a strategy. I haven't seen that one yet, but it worked to their advantage. By having those oil slicks on the walls, the Rangers just slipped and plane fell off. That was amazing. Amazing work. Excellent jobs. Damage spread quite evenly for European Redcoats. Everybody was getting their hits in, their damage in. Unfortunately for Team Optic, some of their best damage dealing in Papa Spud and Savronis, both of them fell off the wall. Unfortunate oil slick spills. What can you do, guys? It also could have, maybe it wasn't intentional by European Redcoats. Maybe it was mech techs were up there and they just were working on something and there was an oil, or maybe Savronis's mech, they didn't repair it right the last time it was out and he had some heat sink coolant leakage. These things happen, unfortunately. Sky Rangers, we have inner sphere technicians, so it's not always the best work done. It's not like Clan Tech, and if you get a Clan Tech working on a inner sphere mech anyway, or an inner sphere tech working on a Clan mech like the Executioner, mistakes are made. However, we now will be moving on to round 2, which will be Vitric Station. I'm wondering if they're going to do a contest on the top, because this is a very horizontal orientation map. It is very much high ground, low ground. And sometimes, the entire map can just exist on one plane or the other. Typically, you'll have your range traders on one side, or you'll have pop mechs in the middle. The pop tards jumping up and down with PPCs shooting over the middle ramps, and you'll have the lights fighting on the low ground, contesting theta and whatnot, but with the end-all be-all being usually what the big mechs do up top. So we will see what they end up deciding to do. Hopefully hopefully all the changes, because it looks like some of the European Redcoats are switching out some mechs. They're doing some quick mech labbing and coming back in. The Team Optic has done some of the same. I'm hoping these mech technicians have secured those coolant lines. I'm hoping that all the repairs were done properly and we're not going to have any more oil spillage or any other leaks on the terrain of our wonderful combat arenas such as Vittrick Station. I'm hoping everything's now done to tip-top maintenance standard. I mean, if that happened, I'm sure somebody's manager is very disappointed in them. You know, I'm pretty sure that's the kind of thing you lose your job over, letting that kind of oil slick happen. That's pretty extreme. So hopefully that'll be that. Team Optic is almost ready. It looks like they're still waiting on Savronis to ready up. I've received a request for mech stats on stream. I will try to keep those numbers up. Unfortunately, kind of fat fingered a few buttons there switching through things, and you guys see the results in 5 minutes and complain after. Team 1 is readied up, but I don't think I saw a lock yet. Oh no, Team 1 is locked. So now we're just waiting on Team 2. Acknowledging the chat requests, I will try to have a first-person perspective and the mech stats on the screen moving forward. And we are now launching in 3, 2, 1. We are a go. I'm just glad I got the banners right. And I got the scene transitions right. You know, if I get one thing right, I'm guaranteed to get another thing wrong. That's just how it goes here. And if you're interested in co-casting with yours truly, Apostle Burke, this is Apostle Burke, brought to you by MWO Leagues 3. This is the Live Blood League competition for those who are just joining. It is Team Optic versus European Redcoats. This is kind of a friendly grud match, as both teams did fight each other in ISC previously in the Intersphere Coalition tournament. In that round, that occasion, Team Optic did beat the European Redcoats with a 3-2 lead. However, it was very close. Now here we are in Vittrick Forge. This is round 2. The European Redcoats did take round 1, possibly due to some faulty repair issues by the repair technicians, because there was some oil slicks on the top of the HPG walls, and 3 players did fall out of bounds that match, so that was a interesting concern. And now we have the mech stats up, and hopefully that is as people wanted. And let's get to see what we have. We have an Execution A piloted by Thrustwinkle, and that is medium pulses. Interesting, a medium pulse build executioner. No pop tart here. This isn't the large pulse PPC combo thing. They have an Orion, SRMs, and LB20s. Nice. This is looking brawly. more brawl with the Highlander. Oh, I am liking this, guys. This is music to my ears. This is stuff I like to see. It looks like both teams are bringing plenty of brawl. We're looking at a Snubnose and a Spider. That's going to be a cap game. They are already fighting, though. I am going to zoom out here and get to the battle as the European Redcoats have taken Theta. Well, they haven't taken it, but they're going to take it. They have fully scared off the Rangers. Papa Spud is in one of his favorite mechs in a Uziel. He is positioning. Oh, Optic Seagull has dropped from the hop. He dropped from the high ground on the poor Firestarter. Psychonics, he's running. But the rest of the European Redcoats do have his back as they're coming in to reinforce the position. Papa Spud's giving Optic a hand. It's still Optic Seagull on the front lines, but he is eating damage from 4 different Redcoats at the same time. Executioner is opening up. Papa Spud. Oh, and Optic Seagull goes down. He cannot save him. He tried, and now it's SRoT who's stuck on the wall here. They have high ground fights, low ground fights. Team Optic's in trouble. Cyborg is getting a flank, but he's not flanking the fight in the middle. He's going for caps. Toneloke is now flanking from the side as SRoT goes down. It is just chaos, and now Zari drops in the Highlander. It is pure mech carnage. We have created a salvage yard here on Theta as both teams are fighting for this position. It does look like the European Redcoats have the advantage here. Tonelock finally puts down Grendel as the damage stacks up on Papa Spud is next to go. The Firestarter is still fresh. Psychonics was the first one to take the damage, yet he is still in the fight. 73-66, Tonelock is going to drop in the frenzy, and it is uncontested now. What a fight. What a battle. They have turned Theta into a scrapyard. Dan, if you're out there and you're still running your salvage company, we have a pickup in Vitric Station, Isle Theta. Meanwhile, Team Optics lights have done work. This is a 4-cap. That Spider, the Vipers can't keep up with it. They are going to take this point. Cyborg and the other Spider can get caught here. They spot him. He needs to get out of here. This is not where you want to be, sir. You have to get out of there. Oh, what a beautiful Artie preventing the cap, slowing everything down. With 2 mechs, though, they will get that cap quickly. Let's see what's going on the opposite end. We have a sneaky boy. We have Cypher sneaking the long way around. I'm not quite sure what his objective here is, as Sigma is still currently theirs. He could be going for the full cap. And the Redcoats are taking a high ground approach. They are spotting Cyborg here. They do see the transition. The Orion and Exy, though, anywhere those 2 big boys are is not a place you want to be in your Spider, especially giving the LB20 SRM loadout on that Orion 2CA and the medium pulse barrage from the Exy. I mean, the Exy can shoot those medium pulses all day. That mech loves hot builds. I don't think these Spiders can contest Sigma. They could try to sneak another cap, though. They're going to have to look for something here. I don't see any more Artie strikes delaying anything. Does Psychonics notice 2 ships passing in the night? Oh, he must have seen them, because now they're converging. It looks like they were indeed spotted. Even this Exy. We're so slow. Holding the angle, the fight's beginning. The Vipers got the high ground on them. Do they notice? Oh, they know now. Here it goes. Spider, one goes left, one goes right. And the scatter has begun. Which one is he going? He's going to file Cypher here. Is there going to be a shot? Oh, he doesn't get it. He doesn't have an angle on the leg here. Do they have a flank? Can they catch these 2? They are going to successfully turn that cap. That cap accelerator Spider does work wonders. Is there anybody else to help him here? He's leaving it to them. He is fully disengaged. I mean, they are up in caps now. They do only have to defend the caps they currently have, but interesting that they chose voluntarily to completely disengage. Mersu is still up top. The Orion is coming in. Mersu is pounding them with the large pulse lasers, but it looks like the spread is just not causing much to any individual components, as both Spiders are maintaining quite healthy armor. They're both still above 80% at over 5 minutes into the match. It looks like they have decided they will attempt to corral him. Cypher is trying to run around the back. Cyborg is completely on the opposite side of the map. If Cypher keeps them busy, they will be able to get another cap, but it's still a 4-to-1 cap advantage. They need two different caps at the same time here, which can be done with two different spiders, and they do have them spread clear across the map, but it looks like they were prepared for this. We have the Viper, Firestarter, and XE combo all coming to lock down Cyborg perfect. His spider is running the wrong way, right into the Executioner. He recognizes, he does the about face, he's jumping, he's trying to dodge. He is flying, he is running for his life, but it looks like he is caught, and they will down him here as his leg is taken. The jump jets are out, he has no other recourse of action. Sir Peregrine Thrustwinkle, has secured the kill. Meanwhile, Cypher is last man standing. In the enemy base, essentially, here, I do believe, and he will once again fight against Boom Eagle as the Black Lantern is on him. At this point, is he going to try to run? Is he going to try to fight? It looks like the call is to bail. Not quite sure what the man can do at this point. He is hurt. Rear CT is open. The options are limited. He's spreading the damage. He's spamming the snubs. Good shots, good hits, but what can one man do? It's a 4-to-1 cap lead. I think this is all she wrote here. Oh, he's going for the leg. Oh, if he legs the lantern, that does help. Oh, nope. No such luck. Boom Eagle secures the kill. And now we have a 2-0 lead by the European Redcoats. Now, I have seen Team Optic in this situation before. I've seen them lose the first 2 rounds to turn around and win the next 3. I don't know if they can pull that off against the European Redcoats. And as we check out the damage spread here, we can see all the mechs that died in that Theta fight. Oh, the numbers do tell. Captain Muzz with the Orion 2CA, that brawler has put out 428 damage and secured 4 kills thanks mostly to that Theta fight. That was brutal. Well done by both teams. A very interesting decision and a very interesting mech yard, not even a junkyard, just pure carnage there. Beautiful to see that kind of combat. It's nice to see people that are not afraid of getting their paint scratched and eager to just get in there and put down. Okay, so we are now moving on to Free Worlds Coliseum. Some of you may not have seen Free Worlds Coliseum yet in a tournament scenario. Free Worlds Coliseum, also known as FWC, was formerly almost an entirely range trade kind of comp match. But now they've added in these mushroom pillars, and that has completely changed things. You have high ground, Pop-Tart, PPC, Gauss Laser Vomit shenanigans. You have Vapor, Eagle, Rivals, Vipers, all kinds of things jumping around, blasting PPCs from all kinds of different angles. You have Brawl Pushes. It's almost an anything goes. The one difference, though, between the current incarnation of this map and the previous one is LRMs are now pretty much useless on this map. Given all the pillars of terrain, the T-top mushroom kind of structures, there's just cover everywhere. So whereas prior LRMs were a nightmare to deal with on FWC, now it's not really an option. You just don't have the firing arcs necessary to get lock-on missiles really where you need them to be when you need them to be there. It's very rough to run, so it's mostly direct fire weapons that we'll see here. But who knows, these teams might surprise us, as you know, Team Optic and European Redcoats definitely have been known to throw a few curveballs into the mix and surprise us. I am looking forward to seeing if it's another brawl push, because I just noticed the stream is saying FJRD. Thank you for telling me that. I do apologize to everybody watching, and a big apology to the European Redcoats, as I did not update the tag information on the stream. I had swapped the team name, but neglected the unit part. So, FJRD, if you're present in chat, I am blaming you. And apparently Savronis has blamed you now for banana peels, but take his word, not mine. It is being recorded, so that is a thing. Oh, Lord. How did I miss such a simple little thing? Well, hopefully it is fixed now and will update for you guys watching live within 5 minutes. And hopefully now that we have that sorted out, we have Team 1 locked. And good news, ER, you are officially ER. And hopefully now they will show properly with the overlays. I have reloaded it, so hopefully that does go through properly. It's showing correct on my end, so hopefully it'll be correct for y'all end shortly. Now we're just waiting for Team 2 to lock. Both teams are locked and we are ready to go for FWOC Round 3 of the Blood League Tournament. What are they gonna do? Are we gonna see Night Gears and some Gauss Laser Vomit combos? Are we gonna see those Brawl mechs? It seems that they were very comfy. European Redcoats looking very comfy with the Brawl push there. I mean, they were happy to bring the fight to them at Theta. The second that Psychonics had seen the enemy positioning, when they dropped down on top of him, Optic just charged right in there and landed right on the poor guy. He immediately rotated, called for help, and they came. They showed up ready to battle. But here we are, FWC for round 3. And let's see what it's going to be. Both teams look connected. We're looking good here. Thankfully, no ping issues. We've had some disconnects from Team Optic in the past. I was honestly quite concerned for some of them due to that. Epic Ace is going to be piloting Orion 2CA. We had guessed it. It is Brawl. We have Daz. What is he going to do? Daz mean. ER large laser. So we got a mix here. This is an ER large laser direwolf spam. We have a Stalker 3F also with ER large lasers. Psychonics is no longer in a Firestarter, has switched to an Osiris with ER mediums and light machine guns, again long range. But the Mistlinks, Ebon Dragoon, is definitely Brawl, as well as a Viper. They have quite the mix here. They have some ranged mechs. Optic Seagull bringing the DACA, classic Mad Cat 2CB. Papa Spud and a very comfy rifleman. This is one of his favorite mechs. We have a Timberwolf Bounty Hunter by Cyborg, which is also a comfort pick for him. Savronis is ready to brawl. The Success, the Marauder Success, also known as the Mad Success. We call it the Success because it's 3 snub PPCs and an AC-20. That is a ready to brawl build. A Stormcrow by Toneloke. All small pulses, also ready to brawl. It looks like the Rangers this time have decided brawl is the answer, and we are going up as Theta is already capped. It is a 2-2, interestingly enough. ER, the Redcoats, they have not capped Epsilon? Like, question mark? I'm a bit confused here. Is it not their natural? They're going back for it now. Okay, so they are going back for it now. That will put the Caps in their favor 3-2. Maybe it was just a decision on their part that Theta was that much more important to them than Epsilon, and they wanted to prioritize that immediately. Team Optic is relatively behind here, just using the cover of these buildings. They have chosen this position near Theta, but Cyborg is spotted. That direwolf is going to have the range to put the punishment out, and it can spam those lasers forever. There's no ammo there to stop them. The only thing to stop him is heat capacity, and now that their techs have finished working on the coolant lines, he's going to have those heat sinks working properly. And they are all being scouted. Zauri does need to get the heck out of Dodge, as all of ER is going to converge on him. That Javelin has got to run. He needs to use the terrain to his advantage here. He needs to dodge everything that they're going to throw at him. It does not look like they're going to commit, though. They appear to be maintaining their discipline, as a full commit squirreling after that Javelin would bring them into the rest of Team Optic. The Arty Strike is scattering them a fair bit. However, appears a call was made. ER has called a flank to the right. Their lights and mediums, their fast movers, have flanked back towards Theta positioning. Arty strikes have been launched by both sides as both teams do reset. The onus, the need for action, though, is definitely on Team Optic's side, as they are currently down in caps. That point lead is going to keep growing. This 3-2 advantage has forced Team Optic's hand to initiate. They have to make a move. And ER is ready to receive. You have the lights and mediums just hiding behind different particles of terrain here. Team Optic knows they're there, and that seems to be just enough to keep them from just taking Theta. They seem to be repositioning. They're starting to spread out. They're looking for sight lines. They're looking for a way in. They know they need to take a cap, and they can either contest ER to take Theta, or they can go for a back cap. Cyborg looks like he's going for an angle. So far, he does not appear to have been spotted. Doesn't look like he's found the angle he needs, though, to take a good stab at ER. ER is rotating. Cyborg does get the shot off, but ER does seem to realize exactly what's going on here, as they are pulling their fast movers out and rotating them to the right end of the map. It looks like they're expecting some kind of sneaky backplay. Meanwhile, the bigs are continuously trading up here. I imagine that's Papa Spud back there, and indeed it is. And he's trading. It looks like he's getting the best of a Direwolf with a Rifleman. Rifleman's 85%, Direwolf 77. Rifleman is winning this trade against the Direwolf. The punishment is being brought to bear on the Theta cap. However, the Rangers, the cap is still happening. They're focusing down Optic Single. The Mad Cat is hurt. The Mad Cat might die, but at what cost? By focusing on that Mad Cat, they are not denying the Theta cap. They used the Arty Strikes earlier. It doesn't look like they have one left. Meanwhile, Team Optic has plenty of Arty Strikes to throw back at them. The Rifleman has pushed their traders back, and they have now a 4 cap. Because meanwhile, while this was all happening, they secured the back cap. Now Cypher is getting a bit punished for his transition there, but they now have the cap advantage. And it's now 4 caps to Team Optic to only 1 for European Redcoats. The Redcoats have to make a change here. They have to contest this middle, as the Stormcrow is now going to grind down that Mistlynx. That poor Mistlynx can lose a leg to just a single alpha. At this point, he is down to 76%. However, Cypher's now tangoing with him, and Cypher's hurt himself. He's taking blue beams. And Team Optic is going to stop them from getting Epsilon. They're positioning for it. Can ER get it? ER do get it, so they do get 1 cap back, but Team Optic is aware of it. ER is putting 1 mech back to their back cap. Looks like Grendel's going to be assigned the job. Optic's kind of stuck here, but he will be in position to cover Theta, and the fight seems to be over Epsilon. The Arty Strikes are there to deny it. Zauri's circling on him, buying time for Savronis to get into range, and now the success is point blank. AC-20 Snubnose, point blank. What do? Carlyle takes it. Oh, he is 54%. The Osiris is next on the hit list as Carlyle, the Viper's down, Osiris is down, and now it's still a 3-2 cap lead for Team Optic. They are going to lose Sigma here, though, to the back cap. The blue beams are still punishing across the map, but can that Direwolf's blue beams, can the Stalker's blue beams be enough to bring them back into this fight? Team Optic should be taking Epsilon here to keep it at a 3-2 advantage for Team Optic. The point total is still relatively close with Team Optic favored. The Javelin is looking pretty crippled here. The Rifleman's armor is starting to wear thin as he has been trading as almost a one-man army against the traders of European Redcoats. That Rifleman's been putting a pounding down on everyone, but mostly the Direwolf has felt his wrath. Meanwhile, Optic is still stuck in relatively the same grid. That said, he is still denying the Theta cap almost entirely on his own. Meanwhile, Grendel, the man's been on a mission. He is gone for the back caps and now is taking Gamma. This man was given a job, and he said, I'm not only going to do this job, I'm going to assign myself another. And meanwhile, Team Optic has begun to push. They have assigned themselves to take a push and possibly steal Kappa. But Grendel, great Grendel, what a great cap. As now, it's a 3-2, back again. ER with the cap lead as far as controlled points. But the point totals are adding up as things are getting closer here. Oh, Optic could be caught off guard here. That Orion is still fresh and ready to brawl. Oh, they are so close to each other, and those Orions have the SRMs, they have the LB-20s. They could finish off Optic Seagull, but he has so far been a ninja. He seems to know they're there, whether he had them on seismic or the position was spotted by one of his teammates, and now the damage is put out. Muzz knows where he is. They got him spotted. They're trying to take Theta, but Zari's going to come in to deny the cap. The rest of the Team Optic needs to get here. Optic is pulling back, but Tonelok is coming in with the Stormcrow. Meanwhile, Zari's trying to finish off the Direwolf. Their focus is on defending the Direwolf, which leaves Muzz and the Orion to fight the rest of Team Optic by himself. Zari is thoroughly distracted. 4 members of the European Redcoats. And there it is. The cap win has succeeded. I wish that fight would have continued, but a cap win is a cap win, and well done, utilizing the positioning and forcing the hand of European Redcoats from having the... It was just an interesting transition that at first it was ER forcing Team Optic to be the ones to make a move. To halfway through the match, now the roles have reversed, and now it is Team Optic forcing the European Redcoats, forcing ER to be the one to make a move. And as much as the great Grendel could get around, I mean, look at the cap time. That man put in work for his team. Above and beyond anybody else. Almost the rest of his team's cap time combined. So he got out there, he got the caps. But Zauri, with 2 minutes and 19 seconds of capture time, this is what won the game. Papa Spud putting 588 out on the Direwolf definitely helped. The Direwolf putting 679 out on the Team Optic definitely helped. But 2 minutes and 19 seconds of cap time, that is amazing. That was great work. That was great work by the Light Pilots. Outstanding. And here we are. Team Optic on the board. The last time this happened, Team Optic was down 2 matches, and they come back and won. Can they do it again? Can they do it again? This isn't the first time they've been behind the 8 ball, so to speak, and that seems to be when they're at their best. Okay, going into round 4, we will swap the teams. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to swap the teams as quickly as I can. Unfortunately, there's not like a quick spam button that I'm aware of that just gets it done. So I am going to one by one them and hopefully get everything transitioned over properly. Looking... I can count, I can math. We have 7, we have 7. And it does appear that the scene transition did update properly. It is showing European Redcoats, but it does seem that overlay had transposed itself over the fighting overlay. So I do apologize to stream for that. It is supposed to be a different overlay for once the actual fighting has begun versus the lobby overlay, but apparently when I had updated ER's unit tag to ER, because unfortunately I had accidentally left it on FJRD before. Apparently that transition did superimpose itself. I will try to be mindful of that and to double check it as we get into round 4 of Team Optic versus European Redcoats of Blood League 4. And again, if you're just joining us, there is history between these two teams as they have fought each other, most recently in ISC. This is not their first time playing each other. They have fought the good fight on multiple occasions prior, and I'm not just talking about seeing each other in quick play, I'm talking in comp leagues, last one being Intersphere Coalition. That time, Team Optic did succeed in beating the European Redcoats with a 3-2 advantage. However, this time, European Redcoats came out swinging. They have so far taken 2 drops from Team Optic. They won the first 2 rounds. However, in FWC, Free Worlds Coliseum, Team Optic has come back. They have taken that gut punch. They have gotten ice in their veins, and they have secured their first victory in this round of Blood League. Now we're switching into Caustic, which does have some similar concerns. Like FWC, Blue Beam Stalkers, Blue Beam Direwolves, Papa Spud's Notorious Riflemen, these are mechs that favor this map. There's a lot of long sight angles. That said, that fight in Theta, just like we saw that brawl, that huge carnage of a brawl match in Vitric Forge over Theta, that same kind of brawl fight can happen on Caustic. Because the Theta point in Caustic does have this ring of pillars and stone around it that can lead to it just being a carnage. As one mech comes in, they ask for backup fighting other mechs, and it can't snowball. Whether or not we'll see that this time, more will be revealed, of course. But last time, they just kept dogpiling over Theta until basically everybody was dead. Excellent stuff so far by both teams. And settling things down on FWC with a cap win. Team Optic, they're back in it. I wonder if they're going to prioritize such a strategy here on Caustic. Fortunately, it's pretty hard to die to out of bounds on this map, so we don't have to worry about that issue again. I don't think anybody's going to slip and fall off a wall. However, with these guys, anything can happen. Team 2 has locked, and we are now launching. 3, 2, 1. We are a go, and hopefully this time it does populate the stream overlay properly, and it looks like we are good to go. It's nice when one of these things works properly, because usually when I get one thing right, I get 6 things wrong. Kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then 6-step back process, but that's how it is for me when I'm casting. Thank you everybody for being here. By the way, this is Apostle Burke bringing to you Team European Redcoats and Team Optic of the Sky Rangers of Terra for Week 4 of the Blood League, of the 4th Blood Week. And now we are in Match 4 as well. So it is currently 2-1. Team Optic, they need a win here. They absolutely need a victory on this map if they want to maintain it. And this is such a key position tournament-wide. Currently in Blood League, just about every division is currently up for grabs. Points are close in every single division. And this match is going to affect the rest of the division. I do believe that Team Optic needed 5, and I think Redcoats needed 4, something like that. I forget the math on it, to be frank. It is not my strong suit remembering that kind of thing, guys, but it was something along those lines that was going to be the deciding factor here. And it looks like we are almost ready to get rocking. We have Savronis and a Timberwolf. Brawl Wolf, SRMs and small pulses. Optic Seagull taking a Gauss PPC bomb at La Malinche. That is some hyper range. King Crab. Papa Spud said, heck with the Rifleman, I need me an upgrade, and is bringing 6 AC2s and an ER PPC on a King Crab. That is not a mech you usually see. This is Blood League. We have Clan Tech. That is an ISC mech, but he is happy to take it. Zauri in a Viper. Once again with the heavy machine guns, and we have Cyborg once again in a Viper. Cypher is going to be in his fire starter. It appears to be shooting the rocket. Looked at him funny, so he needed to put it down. Now over to European Redcoats, we also have Vipers. We're going to have Viper on Viper action here in round 4. And the fire starter also has now taken Theta. This is 3-2. I got to go up and see what's going on here, guys. Uncontested almost on Theta. Team Optic is bringing in the pain. I did mention how one mech can tempt a pile and then another piles. It looks like that's exactly what's going on so far, as Team Optic is bringing the pain to the European Redcoats in an attempt to push them out of Theta and take it back. The Redcoats are pulling back. They are starting to cap Theta. It looks like they are going to retake Theta. I wonder if that was a planned timing thing, as the King Crab is starting to trade with the Direwolf. The Direwolf, it does have an Artie Strike. Both mechs have an Artie Strike on them. Both mechs are eating Artie Strike as the pounding continues. The Artie Strike does push both back. The Direwolf now at 78%. Let's get up the stats here. Ooh, that Dire definitely lost those trades, unfortunately, and the Optic Seagull's now getting sightlines, and he is getting pounded for he got their attention. He wanted it, he got it. They are shooting back at him. But that King Crab, 91%, it does appear this AC2 PPC combo is working. Admiral is now trying to force them out of Theta. He's pushing forward with his Marauder, trying to bully Team Optic out of the Theta area, but he does appear to realize that they got angles. And meanwhile, we have some shenanigans going on as Optic is getting jumped by the 2 Vipers. He has got to call for help. Papa Spud's responding. They are starting to put in the pain. They're trying to fight the Vipers and push them off. Meanwhile, the Theta push is called. ER is now pushing into Theta as Cypher has responded. Self-destruct by Team Optic. Optic Seagull, excuse me. It does appear that he overheated himself. Apologize, the feed just isn't there. Papa Spud's the next called target, but Great Grendel is now legged. Cypher's there to help Papa Spud. He is putting himself in between everything, as it seems to be like they're orbiting. It's like a mother space station, but unfortunately Papa Spud does go down. Cyborg comes in to finish off Grendel. Cypher's running away with Carlife chasing. Meanwhile, Toneloke is fighting off 3-4 mechs by himself. Savronis is rotated back, and now ER is pushing forward to retake Theta. Interestingly enough, though, Team Optic does have a current 4-cap lead. I wonder if the points are going to be the difference maker again, as they are just scattering. It's like they're chasing one mech. Meanwhile, Zauri is poking at the Mersu and the Mad Cat at the same time. Toneloke is shooting at Psychonics, but getting shot by Admiral. Psychonics does secure the kill. Cypher and Cyborg are positioning around Theta, but ER still doesn't have Theta. It's still a 4-cap advantage. Despite an overwhelming numbers advantage here, Zauri's trying to finish off the Direwolf, but he's being punished as the fire. He does secure the kill. Now it's the Firestarter versus Zauri, and Zauri looks like he's okay with this. He's ready to bring the pain train. It is still a 4-cap lead for Team Optic. They did take Theta. They didn't take it. They had stopped the cap. Meanwhile, the rest of the Rangers are fighting on the other end of the map. They are Admiral does get Sabonis, so he did secure that kill, but he appears to be legged. Cyborg looks like he wants to finish him. Cypher's coming back in, and Cyborg secures the kill on Admiral. Psychonics is there, though. Carlife finishes off Zauri on the other end of the map. Meanwhile, Cypher and Cyborg are playing Ring around the Psychonics, and they have secured the kill. What a match! It's now 3-2, and there's still the cap lead for Team Optic. As Theta, while they decapped it, they never actually capped it. The points are still ticking up for Team Optic. Meanwhile, the rest of the European Redcoats are lagged on the other side of the map. They can't cap anything in time. Oh, this is tough. The Mad Cat's finally taken Theta, but it's still a 3 cap lead for Team Optic. Cypher is the last man standing. He is 1 man against 3. But only 1 mech has both of its legs, and that's Mersu and the Mad Cat. He does seem to know the objective, though. He seems to suspect that Cypher will go for Epsilon next, and he is making a beeline. He's the only one with 2 legs, the only one that can make it there in time. And Cypher's now starting to cap it. He is hidden pretty well behind the cap. Mersu may not be able to get a firing angle here. Can he spot it? He knows he's there. He's got to see the cap ticking. But Cypher might be able to get away with this. He might be able to secure the cap. It's still going. They haven't locked it down yet. ER has recovered Gamma, though. And now Team Optic has Epsilon. We're looking at Ring Around a Rosie, folks. Oh, that is so scary as a light. He's making a run. He does get spotted by Mersu. He almost lost his side torso for the effort. And the Viper has come in.
Torso critical damage.
And he is running for his life. Oh, where is he gonna go? Does he go for Gamma? I mean, it's 658 if they just hold caps at this point. The cap score is just so one-sided. I don't even think they could win it at this point with how many points Team Optic has already secured. Even should Cypher drop here, he might get caught by Boom Eagle. The Firestarter's right there. He does see him. And now Cypher's on the point. He eats another alpha from Boom Eagle. His Firestarter versus Firestarter action here. And Cypher secures the kill! He locks it down. That will end the map. That's going to end it. There is no way ER can cross the map in time or cap in time. The excellent light work play, down so many mechs, the excellent rotations, that has secured this round for Team Optic. What a beautiful match. What an absolutely beautiful match. GG's are called. That was frantic, start to finish. Excellent, excellent work by both teams. I mean, the Euro Redcoats, they brought the fight. They punished Team Optic. They were slamming Team Optic's, both the lights, the mediums, the bigs, the assaults. I mean, Admiral, 658 damage from that Marauder. Psychonics, 526. Great Krendel with a Viper, 503 damage. I mean, these are quick play numbers, guys. These are huge amounts of damage. Papa Spud bringing the Rangers up at 458. Cypher doing 447. Zauri doing 409. Doing the work they could. And an excellent beginning trades by Papa Spud and the King Crab. But they were demolished. ER had them put down. But at the end, this is Conquest, guys. And look at that capture time. 1 minute 49 seconds by Cypher. 1 minute and 6 seconds by Zauri. Cap time is what has secured this second victory for Team Optic. It's the name of the game, guys. It's the name of the game. The stratagem. You know, maybe the rocks on that map, they were whispering. And Cypher at the start of the round knew it. That's why he shot that rock in particular. That was the 5-head play, the 200 IQ. You gotta shoot a rock at the start of the match in case the rock talks. Of course, I'm just kidding, guys. Here we go, heading into round 5 here. We have a few players dropping out. It looks like some strategy changes were called, as they're going to be doing some player switches possibly. Definitely doing some mech variant switches, as a few players have left the lobby. We are now tied 2-2 here in round 4 of Blood League, Team Optic versus European Redcoats. And it has been a nail-biter. This will be the for all the marbles match, so to speak, as it is now tied 2-2. European Redcoats came out swinging, took the first 2 matches. Interesting first match with mechs falling off of cliffs, falling to their deaths and whatnot. Well, technically slipping in oil and falling off a wall, right? But anyways, they did convincingly win both the first 2 rounds. But now Team Optic doing what they have historically done in these situations when they are pushed up against a wall is when they are at their most dangerous. It is when they are cornered that their fangs are bared, and now they have fought back. They took that gut check hit and now came back and won 2 rounds in a row, and now we are in round 5, the deciding match, which will be played on Crimson Strait. There's a lot of different things they could be doing on Crimson Strait here, guys. They've done mixes of brawl and range. We've seen LB20s and SRMs, and we've seen large lasers and Gauss from both teams. I mean, we've seen La Malinches with Gauss and ERPPCs. We've seen Dire Wolves boating lasers. Are they going to take the high ground hill pokes or the high ground island poke positions? Or is it going to be a brawl? Or are we going to see a mix of both? I'm kind of curious how they're going to handle the situation here. Because Team Optic has shown their overall map knowledge, their overall game sense, and clock sense. You know, they're keeping an eye on the clock. They know that it's going to tick, and then if they have it ticking in their favor, that'll secure a win. European Redcoats has now fought and seen that 2 rounds in a row. And this is a map, Crimson Strait is a map where the theta cap is so far away from anything else. Because with Crimson Strait, you have a kind of unique situation where you got the Sigma and Kappa caps right next to each other, and on the other team's spawn, you have the Gamma Epsilon caps right next to each other. That you can kind of defend both of those caps from the alternate cap. So if you have a mech on the hill behind Kappa, you can kind of cover Sigma. If you have a mech on the Gamma hill, you can kind of cover Epsilon. But Theta's the outlier. Theta's the cap that's all off on its own. And I wonder if that's going to be the difference maker that we see here that'll secure the win either way. I could be wrong though, and they could just end up in a giant brawl push in the tunnel or a giant brawl push on the island, and nobody even caps Theta. Both teams are locked. We are a go. 3, 2, 1, and it is time for carnage. Both teams looking for the win. The deciding match. Tied score 2-2. This is going to be the one. This is the decisive moment. I can just imagine at this point, you know, fingers sweaty, joystick sweaty, clenched buttocks. This is the decisive moment. This is when all the training, all the scrims, all the strategies, all that's going to come together, but at the same time it falls away in your mind, as now the focus is on this match. What are you doing this round? The decisions will be made. Good lucks and have funs across the board. And let's see what the teams can do. Hopefully we get the scene swap in here, and we're looking good. So far, so good. Tags are looking good for both. Pings are looking good for both. We're waiting on SRoT to connect. Another historical fact with Team Optic on round 5, when it's the decisive round, they tend to have somebody disconnect. I'm knocking on wood and praying that doesn't happen here, but looking, yes, he made it. Whew, close call there, guys, because Team Optic has done that before, unfortunately, but we're looking good as both teams are in. We're going to be starting off from Cypher's perspective here, and he's usually in a light mech and appears to be again. We're looking at a Javelin high there. He has 2 narcs. Are the Rangers bringing LRM? Salary, medium pulses, Black Knight, normal, Tonlok, Hatamoto, UX, light PPCs, normal. Optic Seagull, 4 LRM-15 Hunchback with small pulses to back it up. Not normal. We have Lerms on Crimson. Papa Spud with LB2s and a Rifleman, once again cover picked. SRoT in a Fafnir with LRM-80. This is 4 LRM-20s, guys. What do they have? What is ER going to do? Vipers, good. They need to get in there. Kodiak, AC-10s, ERPBC, excellent build. Mersu, large laser, Stalker, that might get punished by Lerms. Psychonics, LB2s, also might get punished by Lerms. I am concerned the Grasshopper's laser vomit as well. I am concerned. Grendel, okay, he can brawl, he can get in close. Oh, I am concerned for ER as the push is coming. The Rangers are looking for him. The Narc's gonna be... Where is Cypher? That's the concern. He has the Narcs. Okay, Zauri's the first one to spot him. He does see Psychonics, and here's the pain train. The Lerms are pouring. He's gonna get behind the hill. That'll give him some temporary relief once he gets back there. However, they now know if they show their face, it is going to be more pain. The UAV, I think, is up. Yes, it is. Cypher, where's the Narcs? That's going to be the decider. That's going to be the decisive factor. They're fighting over the hill. They do need to rotate to get the lock-ons. They do need some kind of rotation here. If ER can hug the backside of this island, they will stay out of the Lerm range. They will stay out of the firing arcs, and they will be safe. Mersu is out in the open here, back in the water. Both teams trading UAVs. UAV shot down. UAV shot down. Another UAV shot down. But if Team Optic notices where the Stalker is, if they get a narc or a lock on him, they could very well farm him down before he ever gets to cover. Psychonics is taking the peak again as Team Optic is rotating. The onus is on Team Optic, as Theta was capped by ER. So it's going to have to be Team Optic that makes the move. We got range trade back and forth as Papa Spud is being punished for his transition, but he's giving as good as he gets here. He is squaring off against a Kodiak Stalker and an Evan Chag, currently just the Stalker, but he is punishing them for attempting to punish him. However, ER is still transitioning. They have a slight peek around on the right here, but they are getting punished by the Lerms, telling them, nope, don't do that, or you will be punished, Mr. Grasshopper. You show your face, we will Lerm your face. The Mistlinks, the Firestarter, they could get a backstab here. They're looking for the Lerm boats. They are spotted by Papa Spud, though. He does spot the transition. How did he know? The sixth sense, the spider sense is taken. Boom Eagle's now taking DACA. SRoT has got his locks. The pain train begins. Zauri has now turned around to face. The Firestarter stuck behind the hill, and that Black Knight has plenty of medium pulses. He is perfectly happy at this range. Boom Eagle lost a leg, it looks like. The Lerms are bringing the pain. Tomblok is raining the DACA. Papa Spud raining the DACA. European Redcoats, they gotta push. Their bigs have to take advantage of this focus. They are starting to push Tomblok, but it might be too little too late as Boom Eagle's already down. The Lerms are now focusing Muzz and pushing him back. The Grasshopper cannot peek here. The second he gets peeked, the LRMs are pouring in. Meanwhile, the Gamma Cap has been secured. The backcat, while this fight was going on, Team Optic succeeding in pulling that off and getting a kill despite being down one player. However, the European Redcoats, they do have some fresh mechs. Carlith and the Viper can get in there and make a change up. He is attempting to bully SRoT. SRoT with LM20s cannot contest it. Great Grendel is now going for the Hatamoto. The Kodiak is being torn to shreds, but it's trying to push. The DACA trades are still pouring in. Psychonix is doing what he can with the range. Epic Ace, though, is down to 45%. It is carnage everywhere. Who's going to go down next? I don't know. Carlith is still running around. 5 enemy mechs in his Viper. SRoT takes Zari takes Epic. And now things are going to settle out or not. Grendel's now going in on the Hatamoto. Optic has taken down Carlith. Their healthiest mech is now down. Grendel is focusing the Hatamoto, but the rest of the Rangers are now going to bring the pain train. You can't run from those LRMs from the open. Meanwhile, the Grasshopper's finally trying to get some damage in. He finally has uncontested trade, but he's now noticed as the entirety of Team Optic is now going to focus on him. Meanwhile, the Stalker by Mersu is taken the long way around the island, and I'm afraid it's going to be way too little, way too late, as the mech is just not slow enough. Once it's been halved, it just doesn't have the speed to make any kind of transition. You don't want to trade with Lerms, not with blue beams at that range. Cyborg's playing ring around a Rosie with the Grasshoppers. The rest of the Rangers get into position and bring to bear their Alpha Strikes, the Black Knights, medium pulses, the Javelins, and Zari secures the kill. The Stalker is the lone last man standing. Theta? Theta was the thing to grab. It did make the Team Optic be the one to push. But Team Optic, they pushed. They pushed with LRMs to back up their push. And a curveball finisher. That was the change-up. The change-up LRM strat to push the island, take the island, and take the match. The comeback win 3-2 Team Optic is the winner of this round of Blood League. Excellent, excellent work by both teams. Constant action. I love casting these two teams in particular, guys, because you know what? They don't do the hiding. They don't do the running away thing. They secure their objectives. While they are objective-focused gamers, they also play to kill. They're not here to kill time. They're here to kill mechs. Papa Spud, 688. 881 from a medium pulse Black Knight. Like, yes, the Lerms were powerful. The Lerms did force ER's positioning, but it was the Rifleman and the Black Knight and Tonlok and the Hatamoto doing the most damage. Unless I saw wrong, it just disappeared fast, but oh my god, what a convincing win. What a way to close out this round. ER did have the right strategy for getting the cap secure, but it feels like being bottlenecked behind that island is what cost them. Great games. Great games. I'm going to invite both team captains in for an interview for those who wish to stay, but that does close things out as victory is secured by Team Optic with the comeback 3 in a row. They lost 2 and come back to win out the remaining 3. What a way to win round 4 of Blood League. Now, for those of you who want to get into more mech action, while I am going to do interviews with Optic and Muz, if you're interested in that, please stick around for that. There is more mech action going on the other MWO League channels, as you have G.I. Jimmy and Therax currently casting another match. That's going on as we speak, as we are looking right now, as you're hearing me. There is still more mech action out there, as this is Blood League weekend, guys, and we got lots of divisions. We got lots of teams, we got lots of mechs. And now the captains are showing up. We had Team Optics,
Yo.
Optic Seagull representative, and we have
Yo.
Muzz representing the European Redcoats. Great matches, guys. Excellent work.
Wasn't it?
That was
I was exhausted
glorious.
just watching that for the ones I wasn't in.
From the oil spills on HPG to
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah. We weren't sure
was
we're going to
crazy.
pull out of that. Yep. I said, or we'll get beat 5-0 today.
We
It
had
was
no
open.
idea.
Yep.
It was crazy. I mean, the HBJ. Full respect to Grendel for that one. He came up with the strat. He basically decided that everyone was going to run seismic sensors, and they were basically going to use the our caps as proximity alarms to go back cap and push out. And it's what people did. I mean, I don't think it was anticipated something
Nice.
falling off, but fair shout. It worked.
interesting.
Yeah,
So it was the seismic sensors that led to the call that gave the intel necessary to know when to pull the trigger.
Yeah. I would never have thought of that one. So hats off to Grendel. Very well done.
Nice. It is well done. Yeah. Only a couple of times I had a play where I was like, okay, if we see the cap turning, we know you're down one, and then we'll push. But we didn't have any kind of that stuff today.
No, but no, and the others. I mean, Vitric was good fun. It's what we like doing. Get stuck in and just shoot everything you see.
I pretty much threw that for the team. I couldn't brake in time. I wasn't used to that mech having slow deceleration, and I tipped right over the front. And I should have just fed myself to the wolves and
Did
said, "Don't drop."
Savrona's mech technician also work on your mech, and he just forgot to install the brakes? Is that what happened? So we got
I forget
oil
what he was
spills,
in.
we got missing brakes. I don't know what was going on in those mech labs.
Yeah, all kinds of supplies. And I called the team down when I dropped, and that was probably not the best. That was not a good call. And then, so we didn't have enough time. We didn't kill enough time. Obviously, we were just going for a cap win if we could kill time.
I was scared
so-
for the fire starter
My
as
bad.
this assault mech just rains from the heaven on him on Theta.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, I just saw that, but also I think on Vitric, the respect to the guys in the spider at the end. You know, they were just running us around the entire map. We were just thinking we just had to stick together and just hold the caps because we just thought we could just get popped any minute on the legs. So no, respect to those guys. They held it.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, I thought there was like a shred, like, all right, in a fantasy world, can we just keep running? But no, it was pretty lost, even though we were still going to keep trying.
If the Redcoats lost their focus for even a 5-second window, those spiders cap accelerator, that's a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
That took a lot of
Could've been
discipline
cute.
to stay together and just constantly chase them down.
Yes, yeah, we were very, very wary of those spiders, definitely, and we just thought like double up, don't let them get a bead on you. So we thought like we could have, we probably got this win, but let's just not throw it away at the last second. But,
Right, we were pretty deflated. We were like, okay, well, keep running as if we're going to keep playing, but it looked pretty bad.
yeah, and then,
All right, I gotta ask, what
just
led
not
to
gonna
the
power down.
Lerm strat?
Oh god.
So last week when we had the same map and nobody had lerms, and then one of the announcers said like, "Oh, imagine if like both sides had lerms because there was a bit of a standoff between the island and the mainland." And I was like, that's a pretty good idea, and we haven't tried it yet, and this is our chance to do it and learn a little bit. And so I'm new to it, but it got ironed out so that I didn't have too many learn boats. The Hunchback is pretty good, ton for ton. Sev wanted to run the Fafnir, and that was good enough. Everybody else is pretty meta or like capable of winning the game without lerms.
Yeah,
So,
that was the
helps.
one strat we never anticipated that we'd be facing you up against.
Yeah.
We thought about
Thanks.
pushes through through the water, pushes to Gamma. We did think you might have put Papa Spud or somebody up on the hill in Gulf 5 and try to outrange us, but we thought, we've got a mid-range push, we can go for it. And Psychonics, I think he got caught pretty much straight away in the Esprit de Corps, and then we just had to hide behind the island. There was just a rain of missiles just coming at us, and I think it was over at that point.
I felt very threatened by that because we had to change it. Then I said, okay, we're abandoning the island then, and getting some distance from you. I thought there was going to be a push around the corner any second, and then I had to call our narker to cap, or one of our lights. We got a little mixed up. It wasn't that we were mixed up, it's just that I wanted the bodies to cap so we can get on the 3 cap, and then just get that water between us. And so we did end up with enough space.
Yeah, I was popping a few just from over the island, but I just had large lasers on my grasshopper, so I think the Fafnir was kind of looking around and just
we couldn't. Yeah, we couldn't touch you, and yeah, so our narker was just largely like not in it. We were just kind of prepared for a different, just trying to semicircle, and then we had some trouble on the left side, so we eventually came to the rescue with the sneaky Viper. And
yeah, but
the rest is history.
Well played. Yeah, well played on that, Mac. Definitely, that was a very good strat.
I figured that'd be fun for everybody anyway.
And as I said before, I think this is the closest and most fun match we've had in the league to date. It's been
very close rounds.
Oh,
Free Worlds
good,
was
man.
very close.
Oh,
right.
Yes.
I just feel like the last round. I mean,
Yep.
ER, the Redcoats came into it ready for a variety of different strats. They knew caps were a thing that mattered, especially after those previous 2 rounds, and they secured Theta early, right?
Yeah,
They
that was
had
so trouble.
They
for
had
us,
the
yeah.
right cap mindset. It's just when you see Lerps, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, are we in quick play again? He's like, no. Oh, but no, it was a good set of games, and no, our guys did really well, and you guys did very, very well again. So look forward to was it Tournament of Stars? Hopefully, catch you guys there.
What I did
for sure, man.
out
Yeah.
for both teams, I mean, the second UAVs go up, you guys are both on top of each other's UAVs. It's like I'll give you your UAV for my UAV. It's good to see people's awareness that, like, when the Direwolf was trading the Rifleman, or the Direwolf or Stalker was trading the King Crab, that both teams just utilizing the arty strikes, utilizing the UAVs, utilizing the consumables. It's great to see, guys.
Definitely,
Thanks.
yes, thanks. Yeah, we do try. As I say, these guys, it's our pretty much our first season of comp, and we're learning as we go. So hopefully that will continue.
Well,
Cheers.
thanks you guys for participating. Thanks for giving us this excellent mech action that we all
Thank you.
enjoy. For anybody still watching, there is another match going on the other channel. Feel free to join that and see more mech action. Thanks again,
Hi, Freddie.
both of you, for coming for the interviews.
Thank you again, and see you next time.
See you.
Take care, all.
Right, bye.
Bye bye.
Yep, Admiral Korean Jesus standing there on Gamma. Let him chill. Admiral Korean Jesus knows he's got a nice Admiral Korean Jesus taking it from both sides. Bowser on one, Stim on the other. He's getting out of there. He's down to 64. He's running around here. He's got Stim chasing him. And down he goes.
% from a single strike. Lermgod pushing in now. Dario gets Terminator. Dario finishing him off there. Lermgod finishes off. The Osiris is nearly dead. I think White Ace is the same deal. Yeah, he's there and he stripped him. I think he stripped him, or at least half of him at least. Maybe he's jammed. He must be. Oh, Red goes. Oh, Lizzie just ate a huge strike, and his Ardok and Daenerys are not going to get shot once. David's taken a piece of Lizzie there. Lost all his.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just my guys are grabbing Gamma, but and look at how low I'm very is.
Super Cherry CT and torso and arm. He ain't going down.
Backpack here from Eon. So obviously they know
like
Eon.
that,
Oh, Jesus! Can MJ12 pull something off here? Furia finishes off Prowler. Honorwolf is about to go down. He's down, yeah. Furia finishes him off as well. Pretty Rex. One touch on the CT there. I think Dario's been legged though. That's bad. Oh, Data just gets CT one. Oh, 1, 2. Oh.
Yeah, it's got very weak leg
Pretty
kick.
Jesus. But
And
that's it for him.
Luke takes out Adam.
Kid 4 is getting murdered by those frickin' streaks, and he's down.
Yeah, Blood Eyes.
None of which are under 50 tons. So he is severely outmatched.
Oh, they've realised he's there now. They should be able to finish him off. Yep, Frio goes down.
Yep.
Yep, now John McFuzzy goes down. RJF are like, well, we got the win. We don't really need it. We got
There
a
we go.
cap.
Deserves to it.
Yep, they're diving him and he's dead.
Down to 59%.
Oh, taking a stranger coming.
No one's coming to help him. This little...
Doing a Honorwolf doing a fine job.
Oh! Draven loses a leg and is down. It's down.
Lost the torso. Ah.
This is just a straight up scrum.
Doozle on him. Sinjo in the Night Gyre. Oh, he's legged and going down.
Biscuit and javelin. He is gonna...
Honorwolf getting legged. Just Draven Seabiscuit left. Yeah, Phoenix
Leg.
Legion smartly going for legs. Hard legs on everyone.
There right now. Raven Colt just eats a strike.
Say that's finally.
Unfair with the peaks in the back. He did a long chop from the heavens. Oh no! Eric's still alive.
There's one torso. There's no...
Wolf goes down. That's it.
Yep, Admiral Korean Jesus standing there on Gamma. Let him chill. Admiral Korean Jesus knows he's got a nice Admiral Korean Jesus taking it from both sides. Bowser on one, Stim on the other. He's getting out of there. He's down to 64. He's running around here. He's got Stim chasing him. And down he goes.
% from a single strike. Lermgod pushing in now. Dario gets Terminator. Dario finishing him off there. Lermgod finishes off the Osiris. Nearly